Welcome to Virtual Realms. I'm Ranger 1, and this episode is the best of the best of the best 2. This time around, we're looking at ground forces combat. I took some excerpts from the subscriber replays that have been submitted to me, and I picked 3 of the very best, submitted by some of the best players in the game. This first match is featuring Kaz. He's taking out the T10M in a match on Mozdok. It's an arcade match, which is a little unusual for the channel, but I felt this one warranted taking the time to showcase it first. He's not going to get a lot of help from his team, and that's going to put Kaz in a difficult position. Let's see how he handles it. That's 2 down already, but they're being hard pressed, not only on the land, but from the air. The Doe 217 goes down, but that's just the warm-up. The enemy's about to mount a massive offensive centered directly on Kaz's position, and his team is dropping like flies around him. He's not getting much support. Well, sometimes you have to provide your own support. Three more enemy tanks down, with an airstrike that almost lands on top of his own position. But there's more enemy coming. That was a massive force heading his way. Kaz prepares to engage them as they come over the top of that rise. It isn't long before he finds himself completely isolated, holding the position by himself. Retreat is no longer an option. Heavily damaged and completely surrounded, only 2 questions remain. How many of them can he take with him before he goes down? And who's going to die first? In the end, it's going to take an airstrike to take Kaz out of this match, but 10 tank kills and a bomber? Not too bad. Now the battlefield shifts to Finland, and will join Ep.185, driving the ubiquitous Su-100Y, the box tank. Now, if you've ever driven this tank out in combat, you know that it's a real beast. It's vulnerable, it's slow, but it has a naval gun mounted in the vehicle. It can lay down tremendous firepower, but you have to position yourself correctly. Otherwise, you're very vulnerable, especially to air attack. Currently, Arkenstar's team is in the process of capturing the only capture point on the map, the A point. And he's moving into a position to give them some heavy fire support. There's a Tiger H1 that's contesting the position and has just claimed it for the enemy team. But Ark has something to say about that. Now that the capture point has been taken in no uncertain terms, it now falls to the team to hold that point, no matter the cost. Ark's team has pretty much dissolved over on the eastern side of the map, so he moves to the one choke point, the main avenue of attack that the enemy team is likely to take, through the roundabout in the center. It's a dangerous position to be in, but if he can position himself correctly and has just a little bit of support, he should be able to hold that position no matter what comes his way. We'll see how he does. Arkanstar and his team have broken the back of the opposition, and they will push on in the direction of the enemy spawn point. This match is effectively over. Like any good battleship driver, he's going to keep moving. There are still planes in the air, and he doesn't want to make himself an easy target. But this game's in the bag. He'll end up with 6 ground kills and 1 aircraft kill. And I can't say I've ever seen anyone take down an airplane in one of these things before. We're going to end this episode with an outstanding match from Captain Romerick. Cap kind of has a reputation on this channel. He's not only fought some pretty hard matches, he's virtually fought entire wars on this channel. And he's always done very well. He's going to start out this match in the humble Hetzer. And he's going to focus first on that T-34-85 that seems oblivious to his presence. That T-34-85 isn't alone, though. There are a couple of other T-34s over there as well, and they're going to make a concerted effort to take Cap out of the match. Cap's done a lot of damage to him, but they're brutalizing his Hetzer, and he's fighting on even though he's on fire and unable to extinguish it himself. But if he's going to lose this Hetzer, he's going to make sure he takes someone with him as he goes. Fortunately, he has more than enough points to spawn back into the match in a Panzer IV. He knows they're closing on this position. There's 1 T-34 left, and he immediately moves to intercept him. He's not going to let that guy camp his team's spawn point on this side of the map. Interception complete, and he's basically accomplished his immediate goal. However, he's about to run into something a little bit more dangerous than a T-34. He's caught the KV-2 by surprise, but now it's a mad scramble to get behind cover before that huge vehicle can bring its massive gun to bear on his location. He almost doesn't have the engine power to get over this rise before the KV-2 rounds the corner behind him, but he makes it and finds himself on the soft embankment on the other side. So far, luck has been with him, and there aren't any enemy tanks on the other side of this little ravine that can bring their guns to bear on him. But he's having difficulty maneuvering in the soft dirt. He's got to get turned around and get his nose pointed back toward that KV-2. If he made a break for the other side, he'd have to go all the way around to his right to get around the rocks over there, but he's not going to have that much time. The KV-2 is coming up behind him, and it would catch him before he got behind cover again. He's got to face the KV-2 here and now. He knows better than to go over that embankment. The KV-2 would easily destroy his vehicle if he poked his nose over, so it's a waiting game for just a moment. With nerves of steel, he plays the waiting game and forces the KV-2 to make the first move. One shot into the KV-2's ammo rack, and this little standoff is over. It's time to move forward into action again as enemy aircraft circles low overhead. He's going to cut to his right and head back up toward the thick of the action. For the most part, this battle is taking place in the valley below his position, over to his left. But there are also tanks that are threatening this side of the map again as well. He's already got 4 kills, but he's going to have to do even better if his team is going to stand a chance of winning this match. The Su-152 very nearly got the drop on him, but opposition on this side's been neutralized. That frees him up to take a few more pot shots at the anti-aircraft vehicles below. It only takes a second for him to eliminate all the targets that are visible to him, and he proceeds to move forward. He's now up to 9 kills, but circumstances are going to work against him. He takes a moment to shoot at an NPC tank at the wrong moment, leaving himself vulnerable to a T-3485 that rounds the corner ahead of him. Caught in mid-reload, he's unable to snap a shot in and defend himself in time, and that T-3485 is going to take this Panzer IV out of the match. Fortunately, again, Cap has more than enough points to respawn in his third and final vehicle of the round. He's done very well for his team so far to bring this match back from the brink, but it's not over yet. Time to bring out the Stu-42G. Cap has fought his way to the strategically important central bridges in the center of the map, but he's taking a merciless pounding from this Gaz anti-aircraft vehicle. Still, the Stu is a tough machine, and it can take it, as long as he can avoid getting his gun damaged by the barrage of fire coming in his direction. That's the one vulnerability he has to that weapon system. Keep that in mind as this match progresses. He's taken the bridge successfully. Now he just has to hold it, and that may prove to be easier said than done. Cap has bought himself a moment's breathing space, but that's not going to last long. The enemy team knows exactly where he is, so they'll drop an artillery barrage on that location to flush him out. They don't like him there. But rather than fall back, Cap does what he does best. He pushes on. Well, they may have taken his gun, but that certainly didn't mean they were safe. This battle was incredibly hard fought from start to finish, and with that last rather unique kill, Cap will end the match with 15 kills under his belt. Well done, Cap. I hope you enjoyed these battles, and I enjoyed bringing them to you, and thanks for everyone who contributed them to the channel. If you're enjoying this series, please remember to smash that thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing. It helps the channel out. Until I see you guys again, good hunting. Thanks for watching. I hope you were entertained. If you liked the video, please remember to subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you. And I'll see you next time. Nicely done.